So if you're having brain fog, weight gain, edema, and hair loss, it's possible that you have hypothyroidism. There is a positive correlation between exposure to heavy metals such as cadmium, chromium, arsenic, and also fluoride to hypothyroidism. So if you're having brain fog, weight gain, edema, and hair loss, it's possible that you have hypothyroidism. Seek a medical consult ASAP.
The thyroid gland is a butterfly-like structure at the base of the neck, and it's very important for metabolism of fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. It also produces a hormone known as thyroxine. And this thyroxine is very important because if your body doesn't produce if you have an over and an underproduction of thyroxine, you will have tons of problems. So, if you talk about goiter, goiter is simply a term that we use to define an enlargement of the thyroid gland. So, it doesn't really matter if you are hyper or hypo or euthyroid. So, as long as there's a swelling of the thyroid gland, that's automatically termed as goiter. Sometimes with the swelling of the thyroid, you would have diffuse and nodular swelling. So sometimes if you feel it, if it's diffuse, it's like the entire thyroid gland. You cannot palpate for nodules. Now if there's nodules, you can palpate it. It's like a bump, small multiple bumps in the thyroid. So you have to identify first if you are hypothyroid, hyperthyroid, or euthyroid. And this is, you need the laboratory test and the symptoms, of course, to identify. So if you have hyperthyroidism, your TSH is very low and your T3 and T4 is usually high. So what are the symptoms for hyperthyroidism? The symptoms for hyperthyroidism is palpitations, because the thyroid hormone has an effect on the heart. So you will have palpitations, insomnia, you cannot sleep, and then you would have weight loss. You would also complain of diarrhea. And then sometimes for some patient, there's a condition known as Graves' disease. So usually the eyes would be popping out. There's proptosis, we call that. In medical term, proptosis of the eye. So that's Graves' disease. So another is your hypothyroidism. So the hypothyroidism, that's the opposite of your hyperthyroidism. So these people, they become fat. Okay? They would also have menstrual problems. Usually they would have their menstrual cycle. It's gonna be irregular. They would be constipated. They would always be sleepy. Sometimes if you ask them some questions, it would take time for them to answer. So there's like a mental dullness associated with that. So again, it's very important to check for your TSH, T3, and T4. And then you go to the doctor if you're not really sure of what's happening to you. That's very important. Now, what are the minerals that you can use for managing thyroid problems? So selenium is very important. Your thyroid hormones cannot function properly without selenium. And of course, iodine. So iodine, they cannot form without iodine. So you need iodine to let your body make a lot of thyroid hormones. Also, vitamin E is very important. And vitamin C as well is important. Glutathione. So these are essential vitamins and minerals for the thyroid function. So if you have hyperthyroidism, okay, this is and this is probably contrary to some people that, or some doctors that you will see. But in my experience, for hyperthyroidism, cabbage juice is one of the best remedy. So because cabbage juice, or we call them cruciferous foods, they have the ability to block iodine. Thus your thyroid hormone. So if you block the iodine, you cannot make thyroxine. So it automatically decreases your T3 and T4. So that's for hyperthyroidism. You do cabbage juicing or just eat a lot of cabbage. So you do this 3 to 4 times a day, and then you repeat your TSH, T3, T4 after a month or 2 weeks if you're very rich, if you have the money to check it. 2 weeks, or if you don't have the money to check your thyroid hormones, you can do it after a month. So you see if there's a result of what you did. Now for hypothyroidism, it's important because your thyroid hormones are low. So what are you gonna do? So you encourage patient or a hypothyroid patient to increase their intake of seaweeds. So I would usually tell them, eat a lot of seaweeds. So there's so many seaweeds out there, right? So whichever you want, you can eat it. For me, I just eat them naturally. Some people, they boil them. So again, another thing for you to do is that you can have virgin coconut oil. So virgin coconut oil, you apply it in your thyroid gland. So that would help a lot. Now, if you have a thyroid swelling or a goiter, one of the things that you can do is potato compress. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna slice the potato into small pieces, and then you put them on your thyroid gland. So you do this 3 times a day, and then it's better that you take a picture so you see if there's a result before and after. Also cabbage compress. That's also one of the best thing that you can do. I made the video about cabbage compress, so please look it up. And no sugar, no processed food. Stay away from fluoride because fluoride blocks iodine, and the body has around 72 iodine pathways in the body. So try not to expose yourself with a lot of fluoride. And fluoride right now, as far as I know, it's a potent neurotoxin. So it has been attributed to the deterioration of the brain or the mental functions of a lot of people. So I hope that this video was able to help you, and God bless.